This signal works. You're now watching Goodz TV. No script, no schedule, just me. And now we're back with part two. So now my arrears are like 17K, bitch. So, which I guess is good because I have a cousin who's a 62 and a friend who's 125, and I'm definitely happy I'm not in that situation. But I was dealing with that, but I need to get that situation. I was gonna be getting that situated, and next thing I know, 6 months later, from moving in here in Atlanta, I randomly get laid off again. Now, it was definitely a personal layoff. It was absolutely retaliation, not for me, but for the person that hired me. And they fired the person that hired me and then fired me or laid me off. But it came out of nowhere. I had no idea what was happening. It was absolutely personal, and wow. And then right after that, the next week my car breaks down and has not been running since. Now, what's going on with my car? Don't know. Is it fixable or worth fixing? Possibly. Could it be something major? Absolutely, but I don't know because I haven't had the money to have it diagnosed since, because I got laid off. That was March of this year. Here in Georgia, unemployment is only like 12 weeks, if that, and it was only like $300. So, whatever. And in June, my unemployment ended, and so I've been basically for the last July, September, October, 5, 6 months without any income whatsoever. I have not been paying my rent. 3 months in, I find out that my landlord was lying to his partner and telling him or making fake rent payments on my behalf. At some point, he was unemployed as well, because we were unemployed together for a few of those months, and then he got a job again, and so now he's having to pay all of my shit. My car, even though my car was old, it still had a little bit of a balance because I bought my car a month before the country shut down in 2020, and I was unemployed probably 3-4 years of the I'm lying. I was unemployed for like maybe 3 of the 5 years I had my car. So I was always behind, was always late, was always shit going on. And so, that got charged off. Most of my credit cards got charged off. Any revolving accounts I had, I lost a bank account. My insurance on the car lapsed anyway because it was sitting, so it didn't fucking matter. But all of these things have happened. And so here we are. It's now 9 months since I lost my job. My relationship with my friend who I'm renting from is extremely strained. We barely talk. And while he was helping me out in the beginning, I never really wanted the help, because sometimes when you accept help from people, whether they intend to or not, it becomes a thing. And I don't want to talk too much about that because it's just a very sensitive situation. But the relationship is extremely strained. I literally live right behind them, the main house, and I barely see them. I barely leave the house. In the last 8 months, aside from going to the Beyonce concert, he paid for that. I asked him not to, but he was very insistent. Aside from the Beyonce concert and like another day that I went out, I've spent pretty much every day in this apartment. I'll go on walks here and there, but I don't leave. I'm depressed as fuck, like extremely. I'm no longer sleeping, or I'm no longer sleeping at night. I'm sleeping during the day, and then around 6 or 7 at night, I get up, and it's ruining my life. I feel ugly. I don't have, like, if you know me, I'm always fly. My hair is always done. My nails are always done. Like, my nails are okay because I do my own nails. My nails are done. My hair is done. I look good. I feel good. I usually look great in terms of my body. I'm fat. I've gained weight. I'm losing it now because I'm not eating, but Um, I stress about every single bill. Like right now, my storage items are up for auction, or they're going to be if I don't pay it in 2 weeks. And I'm doing bad. I'm doing bad. I'm kind of right back to where I was when I was at Jesus Jail, and I don't know. I've been interviewing heavy. In 2024, when I was laid off, I wasn't really interviewing. I was barely getting interviews. Now I get them. I get interviews. I go the final round. I have thought on numerous occasions that I had the job. There was nothing that couldn't tell me I didn't get the job, only to get rejected, and I'm struggling. Every day I wait for my landlord to reach out to me and be like, bitch, you gotta go. I don't know how much the partner knows now about, because he has to know I'm out of work. There's no way he doesn't know that at this point. And it's rough. My car is broke down in the driveway. My things are in storage in South Carolina. I have some things at a friend's house. And so now I need to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. Then when you take all of that that I just talked about, and you add in the fact that I hate holidays, and holidays are extremely tough for me. They make me very depressed. And the fact that I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know. I can't see the end of the time. I can't see the end of it. It's breaking me down. So I haven't been coming up here to record. I haven't been recording content, especially I've been on Threads a lot lately, and I was talking about how I'm so ugly. It's one of the big reasons why I don't want to come up here and record. Like, look at me. I feel so ugly, and I could put on a filter and do all this, but I want this channel to be real, like real rap. Like, this is like, I don't want to do that. I want to get away from that. But even though I know I'm not ugly, like, I go out, like, I know I'm not ugly. Like, I know it sounds conceited, but I know I'm not ugly. I know I'm not ugly, but I feel so ugly. Like, my hair, like, look at this. Like, I just don't feel like myself, and I don't like looking at myself. Like, I'm sitting here recording this, and I'm fighting through. I'm like trying not to keep touching my hair and my face, and I just don't feel good about myself. Like, I just don't feel good about myself, and it's really impacted me. And so all of that is why I haven't been recording. I took 30 minutes to tell you all that. Now, in the next few minutes, I want to talk about how the holidays impact me and how it's kind of all crashing together. I don't know why I'm about to cry. I really don't know, because I don't feel like I want to cry, but I can hear it in my voice. I can see it in my face. But growing up, I grew up very poor, and it wasn't because my family in itself, like, my family was, I don't want to say well off, but my aunts and uncles, they all had really good jobs, nice houses. They were all married, and their kids got, all the nice things. They traveled, they went to Disney World and did all those things. My mom, though, was the black sheep. Now, I'll tell you, a lot of times the black sheep of the family is the person who's the most honest about what's going on in the family. A lot of times. It's definitely the case with me when it comes to my family. However, my mom, she has had a lot to do with why things were so bad for us. She chose drugs and alcohol over everything else. She's also extremely traumatized herself, and she's had a really rough life, and she's been treated extremely poorly by her family. And the same way that they treated her, they treated us as her kids. So I definitely understand that. I relate to that. But my mom just gave up, and she will not hold herself accountable for the things or the ways that she impacted our lives negatively, which was, we were just poor. We didn't eat. We didn't have nice things. We didn't have basic necessities. At one point in my life, we lived in a house that had no electricity and running water. This was like 1995. So it was just a lot of things that she could have done better that she chose not to. And so on top of that, she took out all of her anger for the world, all of her anger for herself, I think, out on me. So it impacted my relationship with her, my relationship with women, my relationship with black women. It impacted me greatly, like a lot. And so one of the things that really bothered me as a kid, during Christmas and the holidays, we often didn't have a lot. Like, we may have food because she would get food stamps. So maybe Thanksgiving we always had food. But aside from that, we didn't have anything. She would sell her benefits to get drugs, and she would spend money on decorations. Like, to this day, she's obsessed with decorating. Like, she was even like the neighborhood decorator. She would go to people's houses and decorate and put up lights and do their Christmas decorations and all this shit. And she would spend all this money on this shit, and I'd be like, in my head, this is all up until 13, because by 13 I was out of there. But I would be like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, we need groceries. Like, what are you doing? Like, bitch, I need fucking lady products. Like, what the fuck is happening here? And so she would get really involved in that and put all her time into that. And she would do things like, for Christmas, she would wrap empty boxes or wrap items that we already owned, and then wake us up. Bitch, wake us the fuck up early Christmas morning. Like, get up, it's Christmas, wake up. Bitch, what the fuck am I getting up for? Like, why am I getting up? And it was really hard. It was really hard because she could not see, or I don't fucking know. And so on top, like, there was one Christmas where we had like the best Christmas of our lives. And it was because there had been a hurricane or something, so FEMA had given her money. So this is why we had such a good Christmas this year. But other than that, we never got anything for Christmas. It was just a regular day. And so I fucking hate it. I've always hated it. I just fucking hated it. And then on top of my mom being that way with us for Christmas, my aunts and my uncles or other family members, they treated us pretty poorly for Christmas as well, because in their mind, my mom was never getting things for their kids. She never did anything for them. So they were very resentful of that. And they took that out on me and my little brother. My older brother lived with my grandma all his life, so he got treated a little bit differently. He still was traumatized and still had a lot of shit happen to him, but it was just a little different from us. And so as a result, I don't like Christmas. I hate it. I don't want to celebrate it. It's just another fucking time. It's just, I got beef for Christmas. Like, I don't like it. And so growing up, I just never liked it. And then once I was older, when I had my own kids, I did get excited for them, because I was going to make sure that every holiday, every Christmas, every birthday, we were going to celebrate it. It was going to be like fucking the time of their lives. And so for that brief period of time, I was able to kind of enjoy it and look forward to it because of, on the strength of my sons. But then when I broke up with my ex and he ended up getting, I don't like to say getting custody, because he never got custody. I just stopped fighting him because he told me he'd stop stalking me if I just let the boys go live with him. And once the boys went to go live with him, and even before they went to live with him, he decided, for whatever reason, anytime a holiday happened, my birthday, he always went out of his way to make my life miserable. I know now it was probably done on purpose, but when we were together, he would do things like buy everyone gifts except for me, or go out of town and leave me by myself. Take the kids and he go out of town and leave by myself. And all right, whatever. I didn't like Christmas like that anyway, so I just deal with it. And eventually, the kids were living with him, and then he would do things like, I'm supposed to meet him for Christmas. That's what I'll wake up early and show up early. We can wake the boys up together so they can open the gifts that I helped buy. And he would do things like, either I show up and he wouldn't be there because he took the kids down south and didn't tell me, or he would purposely wake the kids up before I got there and do all the gift openings, and not answer the phone or the door. So by the time I got there, they're already like open the gifts and done with it. Like, it was just evil. quite honestly. And then because I spent so many years without them, I just always was alone on Christmas and holidays. And living up north, if I had a best friend or something like that, I would go with them, be with their families for the holidays. But that was always tough because they were celebrating their families. I was just kind of there in the background. I wasn't opening gifts. I wasn't getting anything, and so it was just a really rough time for me every holiday. Um, and so I just don't like holidays. And this time of the year, like summer holidays are different because it's just different. But this time of the year is especially rough. I think it ties into the seasonal depression. And so, like, this Thanksgiving was probably the first Thanksgiving. It's not the first Thanksgiving I spent alone, but it's definitely the first Thanksgiving I spent alone and didn't even have food. Like, I ate regular food because I just couldn't afford to make dinner and that sort of thing. So I say all of that to say I'm having a really hard time. And last night I was talking on Threads about how I just can't seem to break out of this funk. I don't see the end of the tunnel, and I just don't know how I'm going to make it past every day. Every day I'm kind of like, what's going to happen today? Am I going to make it to tomorrow? And that's where we are with it. But we're going to try to, like, push through. That's just what I've done. I'm tired, though. I'm tired of being strong. I've had to be strong for a very long time, like all of my life, and I'm just kind of over it. And right now, I'm dealing with it all by myself. I've eliminated a lot of relationships because I just felt undervalued, or those relationships weren't serving me in a positive way. And, it's kind of one of those things. Sometimes when you're about to glow up or make that jump, that level up, you gotta eliminate people in your life that can't go with you. And I've had to do that. And those people need to be out of my life, but it's made for a very, very isolated, or I'm struggling. So the goal is to try to get up here and produce content, and I'm still looking for jobs. I'm still applying, and a part of me feels like the universe wants me to get away from corporate America and focus on my own shit, like this shit. And I think I'm blocking myself from that because of the depression. And so I'm going to try to fight through that and just get up here and record. And even if I feel ugly or look ugly or I don't think I'm making any sense, just get up here and just record and put the content out. Which leads to my next thing, and I'm going to wrap this up because I'm kind of going on for like 45 minutes. I just realized. My next thing right now I'm working on is I'm dropping a podcast. I like YouTube. I like posting up here. I don't have many subscribers, but I have some people who listen. I'm thankful for the people who do listen, and I think the YouTube channel will still work. I'll still post up here for certain things, but for the things that I think people want to hear from me, which is me talk about a lot of my trauma in detail, on Threads, TikTok, and Instagram, my videos always seem to do very well when I'm talking about my past relationships, my past trauma, and things like that. And so I want to be I want to go a little bit deeper on those things, and those topics are really heavy, and a lot of those topics are just, I don't want to have to censor what I need to say. And so I've already, started the process of getting my podcast together, and I hope to drop that by the end of the month, if not sooner. The initial plan was to drop at the beginning of the year anyway, but I was kind of dragging my feet on it, but I feel a lot better about how and what I planned for it and how I'm going to roll it out. And so that's going to be coming really soon. It's called the Goodz Gradient, Goodz like Sha Goods, Gradient. I like that name because gradient is another word for transition. And also, if you know me and if you pay attention to my branding, I'm very into rainbows, gradients, and spectrums and color and that sort of thing. And even though I've had this very dark ass life, I've always been this kind of like colorful, bright light that keeps going. I'm not just saying that because I like it. It's really the truth, right? So I have that coming, and um, I think if I could execute it the way that I have planned in my head, it will do really well. But it will take for me being dedicated and coming up here and producing the content. I also want to keep making content for my TikTok shop and Amazon affiliate like status or storefronts. I've dropped the ball on that completely because honestly, you can't just get free samples if you haven't had good sales. And so to get good sales to start out, you got to buy that shit. And I can't afford that. So I haven't been doing reviews or making videos and things like that because I don't have the shit. Now I do have old things that I can kind of promote, but they're old and people aren't really buying them, but I'm just going to try to promote them anyway. So the plan is this video is kind of like a resuscitation of what I started a couple of months ago, and I just had to get up here and record. I just had to get up here and record and get it out. And so hopefully you stayed for the whole thing. You weren't bored to pieces. And I hope the next time I see you, I'm a little bit happier. I do honestly feel a little bit more comfortable. But like, as ugly as I am, and as many times I almost cried, I feel a little bit better. I do have a double chin, and that's gonna bother me, but I feel a little bit better about being on camera. Being on camera without a filter is just something I've been struggling with because I feel so ugly, even though I know I'm not ugly, right? I've said that 45 times, but I don't know. This has helped. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully next time will be like in a couple of days. I hope. I really hope so. I'm gonna try my best. Later.
You've been watching Goodz TV.
Too good to rehearse.
TV like
To
to
hide.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Goodz TV.